Sagittarius, how are you? It is so good to see you. I'm Mary Sue, and I'm so grateful that you're here. So happy New Year. I hope your year is off to a great start. Today, we're going to take a look at the first 3 months of 2024. Now, I actually put this video up for you a couple of weeks ago, but I'm just getting around to everybody else. So I'm going to redo it for you. We'll see how the energies may change from the last time to today. And I also have your 2024, the entire year, also available, and I'll link both of those to the end of this video. So today we're going to take a look first at the overall energy with the oracle cards, and then we'll go into the energy of each of the 3 months, January, February, and March. See what the energies are, any areas of resistance or obstacles on your path, and then of course advice from spirit. And if you're enjoying the content that I create, I'd really appreciate it if you would consider liking, commenting, or subscribing. It really does help to get my message out to more people, and I truly appreciate all of your support. Okay, so let's get into it. Let's see what you have on the horizon. Choosing your path, all is possible. And giraffe spirit, see the big picture. This is very much your energy, Sag, of seeing the big picture, of understanding. I feel like you're wanting to go in a new direction, seeing the big picture of your life. You know, it's so funny. We're getting closer and closer to that Pluto transit from Capricorn into Aquarius on January 21st. So only a couple of weeks away. I feel like you especially, out of all the signs, you know, some signs are more impacted than others. I feel like you are truly being impacted in seeing the bigger picture of your life, of how you got to where you are on your path right now, and putting a little bit of time, especially before the transit occurs, into, okay, what have I learned since Pluto went into Capricorn back in 2008, 15 years ago? And where do I see myself wanting to go as I move forward in this Pluto in Aquarius transit, which will last until 2044, the next 20 years. Pluto is all about transformation. It's kind of like what has transformed about you as a person, a soul, a creator, what has transformed within you and in your life since 2008, and where would you like to be in 2044? Now, I'm going to say, and none of the other signs had that energy of looking at the big picture from like 2008 to 2044. That is a really big picture, right? That's a very big picture. So it's understanding. It's almost like, okay, it's a little bit of that midlife crisis energy, right? Because, you know, you hit that certain age in the middle where you're kind of the middle years of your life, right? The midlife crisis. And reassessing, taking a little bit of time to reassess where you are and where you want to go. And I feel as if, especially since 2008, you may have experienced so much change in your life. It's about kind of like taking back your power a little bit. This is an 8-year, 2024, 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 4 equals 8. It's an 8-year. It's the strength card in Tarot. It's not about, up until this point, it could have been about having strength to overcome obstacles. This is more of the energy. You have more of the energy of finding the inner strength of choosing where it is that you want to go. You could find yourself in a place where, yeah, look at this, new supportive connections that are coming onto your path. I feel like you're really moving. Oh, she's, I bought Becky that chair back there, and she's been very reluctant to get into it. So I'll have to say it's warming my heart that she's getting in it. She misses being in the videos. So anyway, okay, back to you though, Sag. I feel as if this is very much that energy of understanding. Okay, I've gotten to this certain point in my life. What experiences, what types of relationships have I not yet experienced that I would really like to experience? You could have had a romantic relationship that was a lot of fun, very physical, very adventurous, but now you may want to have a romantic relationship that has more emotional depth to it, more of a sense of connection instead of we're here to have fun together. It's we're here to explore the world together, to support each other in our purpose or something like that. Because with this card coming in, and you have optimism, look at this, yes. Really stepping into your Empress energy. You know, we all have divine feminine and divine masculine. It's kind of like stepping into your Empress energy in order to find the success that you are seeking in this world. Stepping into your truth, no longer being attached to perhaps what other people conditioned you to believe about yourself or about the world or your beliefs, your mindset. So what was important, what wasn't important. You're at this point, you're at this like crossroads in your life where you're deciding, okay, I spent the last 15 years in that Capricorn energy of following the rules of society or my family or the people in my life or the mindset that I had, right? And now it's kind of like, I got to this point. How did that help me on my path? But how did it hinder me on my path? How can I step into this beautiful Aquarian energy of imagining, dreaming up our most fabulous life and then choosing to go towards it? And that, I think, my dear friends, is where you are headed. Okay, so let's take a look at January. Yes, you're looking to have more balanced relationships, whether it's family, friends, your relationship with yourself, your relationship with the divine, your relationship with nature, your relationship with your money, your financial status, your material goods. It's kind of like, I just want more balance. I want balance in my life. And I feel like what you're recognizing is that you may have overgiven up until this point. You may have put a lot out there. You may have followed those Capricorn rules. You could have stepped into that energy of thinking, well, if I follow the rules, if I allow myself to follow the path that other people want me to follow, then I'll find success. But you're at this point where you're kind of like, even if you are successful in certain areas of your life, you're understanding, I want more. Some of you may have some success in your life, but you don't feel connected to it. You don't feel fulfilled by it, right? This is kind of opening your heart, understanding, I want to feel connected. That is exactly it, right? It's kind of like he's putting his arms out and he's like, I want to have the feeling of being connected to people, situations, my work, my life, nature, whatever it is. I want to feel that connection, and I'm willing to, in order to do that, we have to open up our own heart. And I think that's where you are. Look at this. So we have the Strength card, right? It's not about roaring through life. It's about having this inner guidance. It's about combining the forces of the divine masculine and the divine feminine with the little girl, right? The lion is the divine masculine. We've been living in that energy of the divine masculine with the Capricorn energy about we have to go out there, we have to compete against other people, our worth is tied to kind of what we own or who or our title or where we go, who's in our life. The days of name dropping are kind of over. We're going into this energy of understanding. It's not about what we have around us. It's about who we are down deep. And are we living in our truth? Or are we sticking to this? This is the Capricorn energy, sticking to that which we feel obligated to live by, but necessarily aren't in alignment with who we are and what it is that we want for ourselves. And so I think in January, okay, this is not necessarily a time, the next 2 weeks, of taking a lot of action. It's really a sense of reflecting. What have you learned since 2008 about yourself? With that Pluto energy, how have you transformed? How have you grown? What have you explored as a soul, and what is it you would like to explore in this next chapter as we all, as a collective, are moving from that Capricorn energy into Aquarius? Okay, so yes, look at this. Truly, just what I was saying, kind of like spending time reassessing, looking at what you planted, especially since 2008, and what did it bring you? You may have planted seeds hoping that they were going to grow into the great success in love, in career, in financial stability, in whatever it is. You may have planted those seeds, but what did you get out of it? Did you get what you put into it? With these two cards, it would indicate that you have the Five of Swords and the Five of Pentacles. You did a lot of hard work. You had a lot of dreams and goals for yourself and for the people that are important to you in your life. You spent a lot of time cultivating, nurturing those seeds. And you did get some happiness out of it. But at the end of the day, I'm wondering if you're just kind of sitting there asking yourself, what was it? Did I get out of it what I really wanted, or did I get out of it what other people wanted me to get out of it, right? I feel like we're all kind of like reassessing what's truly important to us. What does bring us balance in our life? You know, balancing out the work and play, the give and the take. Understanding that there's something really sweet and calm and peaceful about that balance. You know, they're showing me like a seesaw, right? Like on a child's playground. And when you are kind of in that very balanced energy, you and your friend are on the seesaw and you're in that very balanced energy, there's almost like you almost feel like you're floating in air. There's a little bit of this floating in air, and it's tipping just so sweetly, right? And it's kind of like this very, I'm feeling as if gravity doesn't exist. It's very peaceful, and yet it's so unfamiliar because it's not something that we normally kind of experience. But if you were on the downside, or your friend is on the downside and you're on the upside, right? All we're thinking about is the tilting of what's going to happen next, right? The person that's on the lower side has control. The person on the lower side can jump off, and the poor person on the other side can crash to the ground, right? And the other thing is that the person on the lower side controls, right, how far down the other person can go. They have a lot more of control. I feel like you've been in relationships that have been like that, where you have been feeling like you're dangling in the air. And even though you had this great success, we think about being up in the air as being above other people or having the success that we're looking for. You could have always had that feeling underneath that you didn't really have control over the success, that you could come crashing to the ground at any moment. It could have looked to other people like you were being very successful in life, whether that was in your career, in your material world, in your relationships. But underneath, I think you may have realized that it was all a facade, because at any moment you could have crashed to the ground. This is the energy of understanding, if I even have great success, I don't want just the external world to look like I have success. I want to have this inner balance where I know that it's calm, it's peaceful, and yet at the same time, because it's unfamiliar, a lot of times our ego doesn't want to be there. When we're either on the bottom or on the top, there's more drama in our life. It is a little bit more exciting, right? It's kind of like, okay, when am I going to crash? Or if we're on the bottom, oh, when am I going to jump off? Am I going to jump off? Or am I just going to let them dangle? How long should I let them dangle, right? And when we're in the middle like this, right, it's a little bit boring initially because we're not moving, right? There's no drama. But at the same time, there's that sense of peace that I think this next 20 years is helping us to get more familiar with. in the last 15 years, it has been very much that Capricorn energy of competing against each other, and somebody has to win and somebody has to lose. This is the energy of we're all winners, okay? And it's not about everybody gets a trophy. It's about understanding that we're all connected. So if somebody has control over somebody else, then actually we're all on that seesaw, and no one is really at peace. Even the person that's in control really isn't at peace, because there's also the other thing is that when you finally let the other person down, then you're the one hanging up in the air. Really kind of interesting that this is coming out pretty intense. So January, I think you're just reassessing. Are you looking for drama in your life? Do you like the highs and the lows, right? Or are you willing to choose a new path of having things peaceful and calm, and that sense of balance in your life? Because in February, I feel like you're really and truly taking off the mask of what has kept you in that world of the ups and downs, and allowing yourself to walk towards something that is more peaceful, more calming. Understanding that when we're in the ups and downs, we're also having this whole sense of victim mentality, right? Where we're, just never knowing when we may crash to the ground. Yes. So let's see what we have here. Yes, you are truly, look at this. You are truly making a decision. I feel like you have this strength. This is incredible. I think you have this strength to see who you are, to know your true authentic self is something beautiful to share with the world, to shine your light brightly, no matter where or how or with who. It just matters that you're shining your light, that you're taking off the mask, and you're being more authentic to yourself and more authentic to the world. And that means we have to first know who our authentic self is, what it is that we want for ourselves. This could be actually a journey of learning what it is that you truly want for yourself. You could have been so tied, right, to the Capricorn energy that you don't even know exactly what it is that you desire in your life. Part of it could be understanding. I'm going to take a path of just exploring, seeing what it is that I want and what I don't want. So funny, because when I was doing my own reading for myself this morning, I pulled a card, and an oracle card, and it was, I always read from the book. And it was about understanding that we get to this point on our journey, and I think maybe you're there. It's kind of like, I don't know exactly who I am, right? And trying on different masks. Trying on different masks means we try on different roles, we try on different activities, we try on different cities, we try on different styles, right? We step into this energy of just trying on different masks, different avatars, different activities, identities, not to trick anyone, but to just reconnect. Does it, trying on a new style and then saying, how do I feel in this, right? Getting back, does this make my heart skip a beat and get excited? Or is it shutting down and not wanting this, right? I feel like we're getting better in tune with what it is that we want. We're being asked to do that. And I feel like that's what you're doing. You're making a decision that you have to end the burdens of what's holding you back, even if you don't know where you're wanting to go. For some of you, that could be your burden, is that you've been doing so much for so long for other people that you're kind of like, well, I'm not really sure where I want to go. And that's a burden, right? You could be saying, well, where do I start? Well, just start trying on some new things, trying some new experiences, trying to meet some new people, just seeing where it leads and not having any direct outcome or expectation of an outcome from that. Because here you are. I think this is leading you to love, because you have the Empress, the Emperor, and the Ten of Cups. It is really true. When we step into our true authentic self, we become that light and attract in our true counterpart, not a false counterpart, right? Yeah, our true counterpart. So let's see where March is. Yeah, March is, you are really getting on top of it. You're moving away very quickly, I would say, moving away from the energy of the Capricorn to the Aquarius and going after what it is that your heart truly desires, or exploring that, right? Understanding that the past is in the past. I can't do anything about that. So I'm going to start exploring what it is that I would like to experience in the future. What experiences have you not yet had that you would like to have? Start making a vision board. Start listing them down. Start making plans to take the smallest baby step towards them. Oh my goodness, you're getting clarity. I do feel like for some of you, you do have a romantic partner or a really good friend coming in. But if nothing else, you're finding this balance between yourself, your divine masculine and your divine feminine, going in a new route, choosing a new path, saying, you know what, I've been there, I've done that, I'm not doing that again. Even if I go forward in a different direction and it does not work out the way that I wanted to, it's okay. Because at least I'm breaking this cycle. I think for some of you, you're breaking this cycle. Look at how both of these are kind of walking away, right? Walking away from what you have now, going towards love and seeing clearly what it is that you want for yourself. For some of you, if you have been waiting a long time to travel or waiting a long time to move somewhere new, I think you're doing it. You know, I recently moved, and I can't say that moving is easy, but it has helped me to really change my energy. And it wasn't that my last place was bad. It definitely was not. It was a beautiful home, and I had wonderful neighbors and a great community. But I also felt like I was starting to disconnect from that energy. And I knew one thing about myself was that I needed to change my environment in order for me to step in to a kind of a new reality that I'm trying to create for myself. Sometimes we can't create that new reality for ourselves unless we change our physical environment. And that can mean moving the furniture around in your house, decluttering your home, right? Painting a room or something like that. Perhaps even buying new furniture, okay? If you financially can do that. But I feel like some of you may even be thinking about truly moving locations because you're like, I have to get out, especially if you feel like you've been stuck since 2008, just replaying the same story over and over again. I found myself in that position. I was kind of like, oh my goodness. And yes, we learn, we see it at a higher level and all of that. But sometimes we do have to recognize it's time to physically allow ourselves to be in a new place in order to break those patterns that keep pulling us back. Yeah, beautiful energy for you. So January, once again, to recap, January is a little bit about reflecting on what relationships, situations, careers, mindsets that you have about yourself are balanced and imbalanced. And then February is about trying to move towards having more balance, understanding you may have to walk away from some things, drop some burdens, right? In order to go through this transformation, in order to see yourself in a new light, in order to try on some new masks and try some new experiences, try to meet new people. Just anything to break the cycle of where you have been attached. The things that we do when we don't even think about them, they're just rote, right? Like driving to work and driving home. Well, go a different route, right? Change it up. Eat dinner for breakfast or breakfast for dinner. Just change up your routine so that you can change the structure, the mindset, and see the world in a new way. And then in March, yes, you're taking action. You're moving towards what it is that you truly want. What a beautiful energy. All right, Sag, well, let's pull a soul truth card here for some final advice. And I do personal readings, so if you're interested, the link is in the description box below. I actually have a special 3-month reading up right now, so if this resonated with you at all and you'd like a more personalized version, please look at the link down below. I'd really be honored to do a reading for you. All right, so let's see what we have here. What can I do to make a difference? You know, I feel like that is what you're recognizing, is that you could have had a lot of success in different areas of your life, but let's just say career. So you could have had a lot of success in your career, but at the end of the day, you're saying, what difference did I make in the world? You may have climbed the corporate ladder, or you may have created a business that is thriving, okay? But at the end of the day, you're asking yourself, whose life am I changing, right? How am I shining my light? Creating all of this success but not feeling connected to it is when we know that it's not really our life purpose. It's about reconnecting to your life purpose and then choosing how you want to move forward with that. Okay, what keeps you up at night? What makes you cringe when you think about it, such that every ounce of you screams no more? Where can you create purpose out of your pain? Yeah, it's looking at the silver linings of the things that have occurred in your life and knowing that the dark clouds are on our path in order for us to learn what our purpose is. The silver lining is that insight, that wisdom, that healing energy that we gain and then can share with others. Wow, beautiful energy, Sag. Well, I'm going to leave it there. I do wish you a happy and healthy 2024. Thank you so much for being here and allowing me to be a part of your journey and being a part of mine. And I hope to see you again really soon. Bye for now.